Afternoon, everybody. This is the first of the weekly roundup, or that was the week that was for Ekstra Accounting Solutions. So we're going to go through what we've been doing this week. So on Monday, I spent the day preparing management accounts for my clients. I generally would like to always spend some time going through those accounts after the company has posted all the transactions. And then I send a management accounts report and a summary executive summary, out to the client about 24 hours before the meeting is scheduled. And then we have a meeting and we go through, the results. We look at how that's compared to our goals and objectives or our budget or our business plan, whatever it is we're comparing it to. And then we make a note of what actions we need to do, and we discuss the results in a way that helps to add value to the business owner as understanding of what's worked well in the month, what maybe hasn't, and what they need to do for going forward. As I was doing on Monday. On Tuesday, I turned my attention to my own company in terms of thinking about preparing or getting started to prepare a budget for the new financial year. Ekstra Accounting Solutions financial year runs from the 1st of April to the 31st of March. So generally speaking, this time of year, you'll be starting to think about your goals for next year in terms of income streams, the costs associated with those, and obviously the net profit that you're going to make. So giving some thought to that mostly on Tuesday, looking at what we've done to date, what potentially we would hope to do in the next few months, and then taking that and rolling it forward for the next financial year. So then on Wednesday, I went out and visited the clients with 2 meetings to go through the management accounts. So that's you spent some time with them talking through, the results and how they felt about it, whether the information was presented in the right way, what is it they like to see. Sometimes less is more. Looking at how that compared to this time last year, and thinking again also about keeping budgets very much in the back of our mind as to what we expect that we need to think about for doing for next year. So that went very well. It's probably the first of real meetings that I've had in around management accounts since I started, and I was very happy with the way that went. Then on Thursday, you'll probably know if you follow me on LinkedIn that I was at a social media masterclass held in Innovation Factory on the Springfield Road just outside Belfast. A very informative masterclass hosted by Full Circle Management Solutions. There was a great turnout at it, and I made some great contacts. And I learned quite a lot. They were looking at the different platforms, and one of the things I realised is that there are some platforms that, whilst I know about them, probably aren't suitable for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to focus on LinkedIn and Facebook. But and obviously I have been thinking about and working on Google My Business, but I'm also going to turn my attention to WhatsApp for Business, which is a relatively new platform, and we covered that in the session. So yeah, that was a productive morning. In the afternoon, then I was looking again at my own budget and doing some more work on that, and following up from the management accounts meetings and some information that my clients had wanted from me. And then this morning I met with my client number 2. We talked about, their zero accounting package and what we need to do, and different apps and things that we need to install to make that business work. That business is a brand new business, was launched on the 6th of January, still finding its feet in a lot of ways. And towards the end of this little session, I'm going to do a quick update on it, as the owner had asked me to. If you recall, last week I'd said I was going to do a little video on it. So I'll give you some details about that business at the end of this. So that's kind of been my week. This afternoon is obviously again catching up on the administration, planning for next week. and just thinking about the weekend really. I'm going down to Donegal at the weekend. As you know, I'm originally from there, meeting up with my family. We're holding an anniversary service for my father, who left us 40 years ago today actually. So that'll be quite a nice thing to do. Quite sad maybe in some ways, but quite a nice thing to do as well. So yeah, so that's our week. We've got a busy week planned for the next couple of weeks. So yeah, we'll tune in next week and see where we've got to and what's been happening. In the meantime, if you would like to get in touch with me, you know the drill. It's you can have a look at my website and contact me through that. You can contact me on my phone number, which hopefully you'll find also on the website and on LinkedIn. And yes, I suppose I'm really looking for my fourth client now and focusing on that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the minute. So turning our attention back to goals and objectives, goal number 5, you know, this week I have been posting about my a goal each day in terms of the goals and objectives that's set at the beginning of the calendar year or between Christmas and New Year for Ekstra Accounting Solutions. Well, goal number 5 is around identifying or putting a profile together of the types of clients that I am working with and would like to be working with going forward. And if you recall, I asked the question last week around how I was going to do that, and there was some clues that were available. Now, I didn't get a huge response, but one person did respond, and unfortunately that person is a friend who I had shared the idea with, so she didn't want to actually say who it was for fear of spoiling the game. So anyway, I am married to a Dane, and if you know Denmark, you'll know it is the home of Lego. My husband is a big fan of Lego. We have the house coming down with it, unfortunately, but hey ho. And so I thought it might be a great idea to introduce you to my client in the form of a piece of Lego. So meet Emmett from the Lego movie. Now, if you have seen the Lego movie, you'll know that it's a great movie, and it features the two main characters being Emmett, and there's another character called Lucy, whatever. But I've decided that over the weeks, I'm going to put a persona and a profile to Emmett, and then I'm going to start answering some of the questions around Emmett's business and the type of issues that he's facing, with the view that hopefully that if you resonate with some of that, you'll know to tune in and find out what Emmett does about that problem and what advice I give him. So I wanted to introduce you to Emmett today. I'm not going to tell you very much other than it's Emmett. From the Lego movie, Emmett will have his own business, and we'll follow his story over the coming weeks, where Emmett will be posing questions to me and I'll be giving him the answers or whatever. So that's the last of the goals and objectives. That's the goals and objectives for the business. Obviously, I've set my own goals and objectives for myself. So we might talk about those in the coming weeks.